Welcome to Getting Healthy Today, Impacting People's Lives, Facebook Live presentation today. I'm doing a weekend leadership series entitled 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Last night, if you saw my broadcast, either on the replay or the live broadcast, we were talking about the first 7 laws of Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. If you've heard of John C. Maxwell, put a 1 in the comment section below. And always remember, you can feel free to comment, like, and share this broadcast today. Hopefully, I'm going to give you lots of value. We're going to do, today is our part 2. We're going to do 8 through 14 laws. And tomorrow at this time at 2 o'clock p.m., at the same place, Getting Healthy Today Facebook page, we're going to talk about steps 15 through 21. That's laws 15 to 21 tomorrow. So today's bonus I have for you is I have some bonus material that I'm going to tell you later on that John C. Maxwell has talked about. I also put the video of that right here on my Facebook page, Getting Healthy Today. Basically a PDF that I have, and also I'll do something else, an audio recording, stages of change audio recording I did that if you stay for the end of the broadcast. So if you're fired up like I am by telling you more about leadership, put an emoji of fire in the section below. Just quickly what we did yesterday for those of you who might have not been there, and maybe you'll check it out on the rebroadcast. So the first 7 yesterday were the following. The first one is, let me get my notes. The law of the lid was number 1. Number 2, and that was leadership ability determines a person's level of effectiveness. Number 2 was the law of influence, and the true measure of a leader or leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Number 3 was the law of process, and that's leadership develops daily, not in a day. Number 4 law was the law of navigation, which says anyone can steer the ship, but it takes a leader to chart the course. And we went through all that. Number 5 is the law of addition. What value you bring as a leader. So it says leaders add value by serving others. That was law number 5. Number 6 is the law of solid ground. And that says trust is the foundation of leadership. Number 7 is the law of respect. Very important. People naturally follow leaders stronger than themselves. So that was something that we talked about yesterday. And now today we're going to talk about number 8 through 14. Now starting with number 8, if you have gotten value from yesterday's broadcast and you're listening to me live or on the replay, put a 2 at the comment section before on the bottom there. All right, so number 8 is the law of intuition. And that says leaders evaluate everything with a leadership bias. And it says the law of intuition is based on facts with instincts plus other intangible factors. So number 1, it talks about leaders are readers of their own situation. Leaders pick up on details that might elude others. They sense people's attitudes, and they're able to detect the chemistry of that particular team. They know that the situation before them, and they have all the facts in front of them. Number 2, leaders are readers of trends. They are trendsetters. They know exactly what's coming up and what's new. Leaders discern whether the organization is headed. Oftentimes, they sense it first and find data later to explain it. Their intuition tells them that something is happening and that conditions are changing. So they're able to pick this up. And leaders must always be a few steps ahead of their competition, of their people, and who are they leading. All right. Now, number 3 says leaders are readers of resources. Leaders think in terms of resources and how to maximize them for further benefit of the organization that they belong to. They are continually aware of what they have at their disposal. Number 4 says leaders are readers of people. Leaders are readers of people. Okay? And intuition helps leaders sense what's happening amongst people and know their hopes, fears, and concerns. Reading people is perhaps the most important and essential intuitive skill that a leader can possess in his organization. All right. And number 5, last but not least, number 5, leaders are readers of themselves. They can pick on things that they're doing that could influence and impact their organization and members of their organization. So leaders must know not only their own strengths and weaknesses, but also their current state of mind. And why, do you ask? Because leaders can hinder progress just as easily as they can help create that progress. So without intuition, leaders get blindsided, and that's the one worst thing that can happen to a leader like yourself or someone you know. If you want to lead well and effective and stay ahead of others and your competition and the marketplace, you have to obey this law of intuition, number 8. Number 9, this is a fascinating tip, law of magnetism. Who you are is who you attract. So if you're a negative person, don't you think you're going to attract negative people? In the comments section below, say in the comments, who do you attract? What kind of person are you, and who do you think you're going to attract in your business or in your life? So, in most situations, you draw people towards you that possess the same attitudes, values, and concerns of life as you do most of the time. So who you are is who you attract. If you want to attract better people, then become the kind of person you want people to follow and attract and be attracted to. So if you don't like who you are right now, you think you got to do more, then you have to develop yourself and get through personal development training. You have to take courses that enhance you as a person, skills, some other skills that you may need. If you have a fear, you have to figure out a way to overcome that fear so that that fear doesn't impede your performance level in front of your members of your organization or your business. All right. So number 10 is the law of connection. I really love this one too. Leaders touch a heart before they ask for a hand. Let me just say that one more time because that was really deep. That was really good. The law of connection says leaders touch a heart before they ask for a hand. So before they ask for this hand, I don't know if you can see my hand right here. There you go. Before they ask for the heart. So for leaders to be effective in their organization, in their business, they must connect with people. All great leaders recognize this and their truth, and they act almost instinctively. I want to share with you my role model as a leader. One of them was Martin Luther King, because of the strong social and civil rights thoughts that he had. He wanted to do so much for his people and people of all walks of life. His power to be that effective and sending his message really drew me to him, and always admired him as a leader. So he's one of my favorite leaders, just to throw it out there. So people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Let me say that one more time. People don't care how much you know until you know how much you care. You develop credibility with people when you connect with them and show them. You have to show them, important, you have to show them that you genuinely care about them and you're not just throwing something out there. And as a result, they usually respond to you in kind and likable ways, and they want to help you as well as you want to help them. So how do you connect with people, you may ask? Well, I got some tips for you from the book, and I'm going to give it to you right now. We got about 8 tips I'm going to give you, and hopefully you got a pen and paper, and you can jot this down. If you haven't done so already, please do if you listen to the replay of this broadcast. So the first one is connect with yourself. Connect with yourself. If you don't believe in who you are, then how do you expect people to lead that you lead to follow you? Now, number 2, communicate with openness, and sincerity. Be authentic, because authentic leaders connect with others. Sorry about that. We had a slight delay and there was a problem with my connection, if you didn't hear that. So let me just quickly say that. Communicate with openness and sincerity, because people can smell out a phony person. Be genuine and be authentic. All right? In case you missed that. Sorry about that. Number 3, know your audience. Identify who is in front of you. What do they need from you? So when you work with individuals, know your audience, knowing about them, something, their dreams, their goals, whatever their aspirations are in life. What are they inspired about? What brings them to action? You want to I don't know if anybody missed anything, but let me quickly tell you, know your audience. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it didn't get not seen on the replay here. But when you communicate with someone, your audience, know a little bit about them, know their name, show them that you can connect with them, ask them questions about them, be concerned about them. Okay? Number 4, live your message. Practice what you preach. Don't be a phony that way. So they look at that. So that's where your credibility comes from, when you practice what you preach. You believe in what you say you believe, and you do it. So consistency and follow through pays off. Number 5, go to where they are. That's right. Remove as many barriers to communication as possible. Try to be attuned to someone's culture, background, education, and way of life. Adapt to others. Don't expect them to adapt to you always. Number 6, focus on them, not on yourself. When you focus on others, it's much better. Focusing on others, not yourself, that is the number one problem that most inexperienced speakers and leaders do in life. They become ineffective as a result. Now, number 7, believe in them. Believe in your audience. It's one thing to communicate to people because you believe you have something to say, but it's another to communicate to people because you believe that they have value and that you want you want to hear from them. People's opinions of us have less to do with what they see in us than with what we can help them see in themselves. So it's better that a leader can see the benefits in someone and can bring it out of them, extrapolate it, than it is for us to see what they see in us. It's not that important. So successful leaders who obey the law of connection are always initiators. They take the first step with others, and they make the effort to continue to build relationships with other people. It's not always easy, but it can be done. So a leader has to do it. No matter how many obstacles are in front of them, they must do it. You connect with others when you learn their names and other things about them. Now, the next one is give them hope, number 8. The last one was number 7, believe in them. Number 8 was give them hope. There's a French general, Napoleon Bonaparte, said, leaders are dealers in hope. Bonaparte said, leaders are dealers in hope, if you didn't hear that. When you give people hope, you give them a future. All right. If anybody's gotten value up to this point, please put a lot of emojis of hearts. So I know that you really are getting some value, because I really can't tell at this time. So please do that. Because now we're getting close to the nitty-gritty here, from 11 through 14. Now we're going to 11. The law of inner circle. A leader's potential is determined by those who are closest to him or her. Nobody does anything great alone, and nor do leaders succeed alone. I can tell you, when I've been a leader in some capacity, I was a manager, the help from people that were under me, that I managed, helped me to become a better leader, a better manager, better supervisor. So, do they have influence with others? This is what you want to ask someone who wants to be a leader. One key to successful leadership is the ability to influence people who influence others. By drawing influencers into your inner circle. So find out who they are and bring them to your team and bring them to your circle of people. Number 2, do they bring a complimentary gift to the table? Bring a few key people in your inner circle who possess strengths in your areas of weakness. So do that. Number 3, do they hold a strategic position to the organization or in the organization? Some people belong in your inner circle because of their importance to the organization. If you and they are not working on the same page, the entire organization is completely in trouble. That's right. Number 4, and then we got number 5. Number 4, do they add value to you, to me, and to the organization? The people in your inner circle must add value to you personally. They should always have a proven track record and assets to the organization, and they seek for your inner circle people who help you improve. Number 5, do they positively impact other inner circle members? Team chemistry is vital. Team chemistry is vital. Can't say that enough. Cohesion in a group is extremely important. I can tell you that when I've been part of organizations and they were cohesive, we were able to get along, we were able to produce more. So production is so important. But if you don't have a cohesive unit, there's a lot of frictions, there's a lot of problems, and you got to take care of those problems 80% of the time, or your organization is going to fail. Okay? So, number 12, the law of empowerment. Only secure leaders give power to others. Only secure leaders give power to others. So this is the law of empowerment. A leader that can empower you and is not worried about the outcomes I am so sorry this has been happening. So all of you have been trying to listen to this, and there's been so many disruptions. I'm going to have to figure this out for tomorrow's broadcast. But I really appreciate you being here with me, and I really apologize for that. So let me just go back to what I was just saying. The law of empowerment says, there is a strong need that the person, in order to be successful as a leader, has to be willing to be empowering other people. So they have to let that go a little bit. Their ego a little bit. So number 1, desire for job security. The number 1 enemy of empowerment is the fear of losing what they have. Weak leaders worry that if they help subordinates, they themselves will become dispensable. That happens a lot sometimes, or if it doesn't, it can happen. So that's something to be thinking about. If you're a leader, you got to stay away from that. Don't worry about job security. Have more confidence in yourself, and your actions will speak louder than words. So number 2, resistance to change. Most people don't like change. As a leader, you must train yourself to embrace the change that you desire. Number 3, lack of self-worth. Self-conscious people are rarely good leaders. So focus on themselves, worry how they look, and what others think. So they believe in themselves and their mission and their people. That's what you have to do to improve your strengths, your sense of strong self-worth. So, strange as it sounds, great leaders gain authority by giving it away. Yes, they give it away and they become stronger. So if you aspire to be a great leader right now and you're sitting there listening to this, you must live by the law of empowerment. Give away and delegate. Delegation is really important as a leader. I can tell you that from my own experience, that when I've been able to delegate and I was allowing myself to let it go, I got tremendous relief of stress and anxiety. So if you can do that, you really find yourself in a better position. Okay? Number 13, the law of the picture. Wow. People do what people see. So they have to have a vision. If you present the vision and they believe in that vision and you paint it in such a way that they see the value in that action, they will follow you. So when leaders show the way with the right actions, the right thoughts, and the right words, the followers copy their good example and succeed as well as their leader. Great leaders are both highly visionary and highly practical. Yes, visionary, highly practical, highly visionary. Remember that. Their vision helps them see beyond the immediate, and they can envision what's coming and what must be done. Leaders possess an understanding of how. Mission provides purpose. Vision provides a picture. Strategy provides a plan. So it's the why, what, and how. The mission is the why. The vision is the what, and the strategy is the how. How are they going to do this action? So if you strive to become a leader, here's a better example to your followers, and remember these things. Number one, followers are always watching what you do. Number two, it's easier to teach what's right than to do what's right. Nothing is more convincing than people who give good advice and set a good example as a result. Number three, we should work on changing ourselves before trying to improve others. Number four, the most valuable gift as a leader and what you can give is being a good example. More than anything else, employers, or employees I should say, want leaders whose beliefs and actions line up with what they're saying and doing. So leadership is caught than taught. It's more caught than taught. How does one catch leadership, you may ask? By watching good leaders in action. How many of you have realized that there are some leaders in your life that are good and some are not so good? Put down in the comment below, who do you feel is the most significant leader that you admire in your life and why? Put that down in the comments if you could. I would love to hear from you. Who do you think, like I told you mine was Martin Luther King, but I want to hear from you. Who's your favorite leader that you want to know more about? Okay, number 14, the last and final law that we're talking about today in our broadcast is the law of buy-in. People buy into the leader and then the vision. So if they don't buy into you, if they don't like you, they're not going to follow you. They're not going to buy into what you believe. So the leader finds the dream and then the people. The leader finds the dream, then the people. Okay? Now, as a leader, having a great vision and a worthy cause is not enough to get people to follow you. Remember that. Okay, so here you have it. The 14 laws of Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, 8 through 14. I'm going to quickly just mention them. Those of you who might have missed it. Welcome those of you who just came in or are going to see this on the replay broadcast. So far, it's been pretty good. So number 8, we have, let me get my notes, sorry about that. The law of intuition. Leaders evaluate everything with a leadership bias. Number 9, the law of magnetism. Who you are is who you attract. Number 10, the law of connection. Leaders touch a heart before they ask for a hand. Number 11, the law of the inner circle. A leader's potential is determined by those closest to him or her. Number 12, the law of empowerment. Only secure leaders give power to others, so make sure you give your power to someone else. Give it away. The law of the picture. People do what people see. So if you have, the person has a vision, and people will follow that. As long as they show the actions that they're doing is connected to that. Number 14, the law of buy-in. People buy into the leader and then the vision. So I promised you at the beginning of the broadcast that I was going to give you 5 extra material. All right, we're back. I'm sorry, there's small delays. We're almost finished. We got a couple minutes to go here. So we're talking today about the bonus material, and that is the 5 levels of leadership. This is a bonus material for this broadcast, and there's a video on Getting Healthy Today, my Facebook page, that you can see this video. It's great. It's about 25 minutes. He explains every single thing. So I'm not going to really explain everything to you, the 5, but I'm just going to give you what the 5 are. And I would definitely encourage you to check that out on my Getting Healthy Today Facebook page, because it's an amazing video. And those of you who are in business or in some kind of organization where you have to be a leader, he gives you tremendous amount of value and understanding about leadership. And some of the five levels of leadership are great, and you're going to get so much information that's going to really help you become a better leader as a result. So the level 1 he talks about is position. Basically, you're a manager, and the reason why people are following you is because you have that title. You're a manager or you're a supervisor. You haven't done nothing really to bring people to follow you in some way. You haven't shown any actions technically that warrants people to follow you. So number 2, he talks about permission. And this is based on relationship. At this level, people choose to follow because they want to. So at the second level, people choose you because they want to choose to follow you. They permit themselves to do that. Number 3, production. You produce, therefore people follow you because you're a producer, and they're attracted to your production, so they want to be connected to you. You motivate people as a result. Number 4, level 4 is people development. How much do you put into people that are working for you? Do you bring the best out of people, and how do you help them with their weaknesses and some of their problems that they may have? Do you take care of problems in your organization? Your relationships with other people become a very strong situation there, okay? Then number 5 is the pinnacle of leadership, one of the most important ones, probably the most difficult ones he talks about in his video, and that is people follow you because you've already been established. There's nothing to do. You have done all the legwork ahead of that, and because of what you've done, people follow you because of that. Because of your reputation and what you've been able to offer people, now people come to you for that need. So the gentleman that we're talking about today, John C. Maxwell, I would say he's a pinnacle leader. Ray Higdon is a pinnacle leader. John Milton, Nadia, is a pinnacle leader. Tanya Eliza, who else? Cesar Rodriguez, Ty Lopez, people in my organization, Bob Ferngren. A lot of different people out there are really important. Even a friend of mine, Wes Bewley, is, I believe, a pinnacle leader. Hopefully he's listening to this. I don't know. He's a pinnacle leader in my book, at least in my opinion. Just people are just a genuine individual, and they have a proven track record that they give you value, and that's what's really, really important. So if you've enjoyed this broadcast, please say yes at the bottom. Private message me if you want to get that download I promised you, and that's the Stages of Change download. I've been giving that out this weekend. If you're interested, feel free to again touch me there at vruiz@comcast.net. Or private message me at Getting Healthy at Facebook. Getting Healthy Today at Facebook. Excuse me. The other thing is I can give you a PDF on 5 tips on how to, or 5 ways how to overcome. Not overcome. Sorry. Your weight loss. How to improve your weight loss. So psychology of weight loss, and that's something that I did. It's 5 tips on the psychology of weight loss. And I give you 5 tips on how to have a more successful journey. If you want that PDF, feel free to get in touch with me and get that. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for listening on the live or replay broadcast. Tomorrow, don't forget to come by at 2 p.m. where we're going to do this again. We're going to do the 15th to the 21st Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. Have a nice day, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and have a healthy day. Take care.